Okay, so welcome everyone to your evening meditation based on Course in Miracles workbook lesson 153 tonight, which is a long one. So I'll be reading the lesson to you and doing a bit of practice. Just giving yourself a gift of the next half an hour's time out to go within, to reconnect, refresh, re-energize, find peace after the end of a working week. Just putting your phone on mute or silent to make sure you're not going to be disturbed. Going somewhere where you can sit quietly without disturbance for the next half an hour in a comfortable meditation posture. So that could be sitting comfortably in a chair, feet shoulder width apart, cup your hands in your lap, close your eyes, and start off by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. So just breathing in to the lower stomach, noticing how the stomach rises. Squeeze your sphincter muscle. It's the muscle used to track the flow of urine or squeeze the last drops out. It locks the energy in and feel like you're just drawing this life energy up the spine into your heart center. Put one hand on your heart. And then just drawing the energy up into the crown of your head. It's like a warm wave of energy rising up into the crown of your head. Just pause at the top of the inhale. Smile. And just check in with your mind, noticing any thoughts and emotions going on there, particularly anything that's negative. So any kind of fear, any kind of anger. Today's lesson is all about defenselessness and safety. So fear and anger are very much associated with those. So notice any anxious thoughts, any attack thoughts. Take another sip of air and to top yourself up. And notice how that shows up in your body. So maybe there's a slight clenching of your fist, clenching of your jaw, tightness in your stomach, in your chest. The extreme dry mouth, sweaty palms, nausea, panic attacks can come just from your thoughts and emotions. Wherever you're on that spectrum, notice. Just noticing what's arising. Probably, if you're honest, notice that this isn't very happy, very peaceful, very nice. You're just going to choose to let it go with the help of your breath in today's lesson. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. And just blow it all out with the breath. Letting it all go. Imagine you blowing it out like a black smoke out of your mouth. Just releasing all of that negativity. To the nothingness that really is. Pull the lower stomach into the spine so you're completely empty of air in this darkness. Pause briefly. Just notice the peace that naturally arises in the stillness, in the gap between breaths. And then breathe in again. So nice deep inhale, breathing into the stomach, inflating the stomach like a balloon. Breathing into your heart center. Drawing the energy into your heart center, into your upper chest, your back, and drawing it all the way up into the crown of your head. Nice full deep exhale, pause briefly, smile at the top of the inhale. Just feel a sense of peace arising naturally in these gaps between breaths. It's a little portal to eternity right here and now, just by using your breath. And then you exhale. As you exhale, keep your mouth closed, so you're fogging sunglasses. Air flows out of your nostrils. Sigh it all out, letting the air flow out of your nostrils, chest and stomach suck back in. And as you subsides back down into your lower stomach, resting there briefly at the bottom of the exhale, pause, smile. Is this natural peace? Your base awareness is peace. Arises, and then breathe in again. And just set the breath in motion, just stepping back, watching the subtle sensations of the breath, the air flowing into the nostrils, the chest and the stomach pushing out, subtle clenching of the sphincter muscle, the energy rising up the spine into the crown of your head. Pause, smile, and then exhale. And notice how the whole process reverses. Air flows out of your nostrils. The sighing sounds called Ujjayi sound in yoga. Sigh it all out. Air flows out of your nostrils, and this energy subsides back down into the lower stomach, spine. Pause at the bottom of the exhale. Smile and connect with the peace and the gap between breaths, and then breathe in again. So just setting this breath in motion, stepping back and watching it. Keep your mind very clear, calm, empty, open, but aware as you listen to these words I'm going to share. And listen with your heart. So keep one hand in your heart center, just anchor into your heart space. Keep watching the breath, keep aware of the body sensations. To keep your mind from wandering off and chattering. So just focused attention. Bring your mind into the present so that you can allow these words to absorb on a deeper level into your subconscious, energetically. So it isn't so much about intellectual understanding, it's understanding with your heart, feeling what these words are pointing to. State of mind beyond illusions, beyond the normal fear, desire program of the ego. So just allow the words to come in and just sink into your heart. Keep watching your breath. Let them just drop in to this very still, calm place in your mind. Imagine your mind is like a still, calm lake on a windless day, and ideas are pebbles just plopping into the pond, creating very noticeable ripple effects because the mind is so still. And keep it in that calm, still, receptive state through watching your breath, which I'll remind you to do every so often. As you listen to these words from Workbook Lesson 153 of A Course in Miracles, and the key idea is, in my defenselessness, my safety lies. So let's hear what Jesus has to say about this profound idea. So you who feel threatened by this changing world, its twists of fortune and its bitter jests, its brief relationships and all the, quote, gifts it merely lends to take away again. Attend this lesson well. The world provides no safety. It is rooted in attack, and all its, quote, gifts of seeming safety are illusory deceptions. It attacks and then attacks again. No peace of mind is possible where danger threatens thus. So just pause, keep watching your breath. Be aware of any emotions that arise in response to these thoughts. Any resistance, any judgment. And work with those reactions. Just notice them, and then as you exhale, you just let them go. Imagine they're just like dark clouds being blown away by the wind of your breath. There's no real power to obscure the eternally serene sky in which your peace of mind lies. Your eternal awareness that is beyond all these illusory deceptions the world offers for your safety. Gifts of seeming safety are not really gifts at all. They are just deceptions designed to perpetuate a thought system of attack. So the world gives rise but to defensiveness. The threat brings anger. Anger makes attack seem reasonable, honestly provoked and righteous in the name of self-defense. Yet is defensiveness a double threat, for it attests to weakness and sets up a system of defense that cannot work. Now are the weak still further undermined. For there is treachery without, and still a greater treachery within. The mind is now confused, and knows not where to turn to find escape from its imaginings. Just pause, watch your breath. Reflect on that idea, defensiveness, just a double threat. Because it confirms in your mind that you're weak, that you're vulnerable, that you need defense. Sets up a system of defense. Cannot work. Your own defense is treachery. Treachery within, as Jesus said. And your mind is just confused and doesn't know where to turn to find escape from these imaginings. It is as if a circle held it fast, wherein another circle bound it, and another one in that, until escape no longer can be hoped for nor obtained. Attack, defense, defense, attack become the circles of the hours and the days that bind the mind in heavy bands of steel, with iron overlaid, returning but to start again. There seems to be no break nor ending in the ever-tightening grip of the imprisonment upon the mind. So breathe and just reflect. Notice if your mind is doing that, if you're thinking thoughts of attack and defense and attack continuously, you must recognize that your mind is in prison. Your mind is enslaved by these thoughts. And you go round and round in these circles, endless circles of attack and defense and attack. And you feel depressed and desperate, helpless, afraid, because your own mind, seems to be no way out of this imprisonment. So defenses are the costliest of all the prices which the ego would exact. In them lies madness in a form so grim that hope of sanity seems but to be an idle dream beyond the possible. The sense of threat the world encourages is so much deeper and so far beyond the frenzy and intensity of which you can conceive that you have no idea of all the devastation it has wrought. And just keep watching your breath, staying very present, noticing any emotions that come up. And as they do, just letting them go with the help of your breath. So you are its slave. You know not what you do in fear of it. You do not understand how much you've been made to sacrifice. You feel its iron grip upon your heart. Jesus is talking about the world here. This imaginary world we've created in which we seem to live. You do not realize what you've done to sabotage the holy peace of God, the holy peace of love, if you prefer, by your defensiveness. For you behold the Son of God, or the extension of love itself, as but a victim to attack by fantasies, by dreams, and by illusions he has made. Yet helpless in their presence, needful only of defense, by still more fantasies and dreams by which illusions of his safety comfort him. So pause again, just reflect. It's a very accurate description of the world of illusion that we seem to live in, where things outside seem to justify defense. They seem to be genuinely attacking you. And so in your fantasies, you think you need to defend. Create illusions of safety. We have all kinds of things: money, possessions, security systems, protective clothing, pills, medical plans. These are the fantasies and dreams that Jesus is talking about, which all just seem to perpetuate the idea that there's something to fear outside of you. So defenselessness is strength. It testifies to recognition of the Christ in you. Christ is just your higher self, self that is beyond sin and guilt and fear and attack of any kind. Perhaps you will recall the text maintains that choice is always made between Christ's strength and your own weakness, seen apart from him. Defenselessness can never be attacked. Because it recognizes strength so great, attack is folly, or a silly game a tired child might play when he becomes too sleepy to remember what he wants. Defensiveness, on the other hand, is weakness. Proclaims you have denied the Christ and come to fear his Father's anger. What can save you now from your delusion of an angry God, whose fearful image you believe you see at work in all the evils of the world? What but illusions could defend you now, when it is but illusions that you fight? So again, pause, keep watching your breath, smile. We set up an illusory world with things that are seemingly attacking us, but actually are illusions. And then we must set up illusions to defend ourselves against these imaginary threats. It's all rather silly, as Jesus continues to tell us. We will not play such childish games today. Our true purpose is to save the world, and we would not exchange for foolishness the endless joy our function offers us. We would not let our happiness slip by because a fragment of a senseless dream happened to cross our minds, and we mistook the figures in it for the Son of God, or the extension of love itself, its tiny instant for eternity. So we look past dreams today and recognize that we need no defense because we are created unassailable, without all thoughts or wish or dream in which attack has any meaning. Now we cannot fear, for we have left all fearful thoughts behind. And in defenselessness we stand secure, serenely certain of our safety now, sure of salvation, sure we will fulfill our chosen purpose as our ministry extends its holy blessing through the world. So be still a moment, just breathing in and out, letting the breath take you into stillness. And in the silence, think how holy is your purpose, how secure you rest, untouchable within its light. As you breathe in again, imagine you breathing a beautiful golden or white light into every pore, every cell, every muscle, every part of your body, every corner of your mind. It's just all encompassing, it's enveloping you. You sink into the light. God's ministers have chosen that the truth be with them. Who is holier than they? And who could be sure that his happiness is fully guaranteed? Who could be more mightily protected? What defense could possibly be needed by the ones who are among the chosen ones of God, by his election and their own as well? Pause and reflect on that. What defense could you possibly need if you really are the Son of God, the extension of love itself? So it is the function of God's ministers, or love's teachers is another way of saying that, to help their brothers choose as they have done. God, or love, has elected all, but few have come to realize his will is but their own. And while you fail to teach what you have learned, salvation waits and darkness holds the world in grim imprisonment. Nor will you learn that light has come to you, and your escape has been accomplished. For you will not see the light till you offer it to all your brothers. As they take it from your hands, so will you recognize it as your own. Just pause, reflect on that, and keep watching your breath. Breathing in nice, deep, slow inhales. Imagine you're not just breathing air, but light into every pore, every cell, every muscle of your body, sinking deeper and deeper into the light. In which salvation can be thought of as a game that happy children play. It was designed by one who loves his children and who would replace their fearful toys with joyous games, to teach them that the game of fear is gone. His game instructs in happiness because there is no loser. Everyone who plays must win, and in his winning is the gain to everyone ensured. The game of fear is gladly laid aside, and children come to see the benefits salvation brings. Smile as you sink deeper into these benefits: peace, the light, the joy. You who have played that you are lost to hope, abandoned by your Father, your source, left alone in terror, in a fearful world made mad by sin and guilt. Be happy now. That game is over. Now the quiet time has come, in which we put away the toys of guilt and lock our quaint and childish thoughts of sin forever from the pure and holy minds of heaven's children and the Son of God. So just breathing in and acknowledging any toys of guilt. These are resentments, anger, grievances, defensiveness. It's a sign that you're still playing with guilt. And you just look at these quaint and childish thoughts. They're not really scary. They're just quaint and childish. They're ridiculous when looked at truly. from the light of holiness. And breathe in the light. And breathe in light into the darkness. Every pore, every cell of your body, every corner of your mind. And the guilt and the other dark illusions of the ego simply cannot continue. So exhale, and you just let it all go, blow it all away, like dark clouds blowing away in the wind of your breath. And just sink in, pause for a moment, play your final happy game upon this earth. And then we go to take our rightful place where truth abides, and games are meaningless. So is the story ended. Let this day bring the last chapter closer to the world, that everyone may learn the tale he reads of terrifying destiny, defeat of all his hopes, his pitiful defense against a vengeance he cannot escape, is but his own deluded fantasy. God's ministers have come to awaken him from the dark dreams the story has evoked in his confused, bewildered memory of this distorted tale. God's Son, love's extension, can smile at last on learning that it is not true. So just smile. Find yourself that in your defenselessness, your safety lies. And in that thought, find a peace and a freedom from these chains of attack and defense and attack in which you've bound your mind so many years. So in gratitude and joy, just sink in the next couple of minutes into the peace and the stillness. And lie beyond defensiveness. Come when you are willing to be truly defenseless. Nowhere else to go, nothing else to do, nothing else to think about for the next 2 minutes. Just breathe, relax, be still. Sinking into the peace, deeper and deeper with each breath. Into the silence. The gift of defenselessness. For the next couple of minutes. Any scraps of fear, any bits of anger, defensiveness arise, just notice them. Smile, and as you exhale, just let them go. Blow them away like black clouds. They have no power to obscure the eternal sky, which is your true awareness. So sink into that. Another minute of silence. And so just gently bring your awareness back into the body, into the breath. Count to 3, you're going to open your eyes. 1. As you breathe in, notice the stomach rise, the chest rise. Subtle flow of air into the nostrils. Energy rising up the spine, squeezing of your sphincter muscle, smile. Notice the peace that's there. It's naturally in your awareness, and then you exhale, just sigh it all out. There's the sighing sound in your throat, air flowing out of your nostrils, chest and stomach suck back in, and the energy subsides back down from the crown of your head to your lower stomach and spine. Just pause at the bottom of the exhale while your attention is down there in your groin area. Notice the weight of your body pressing down into the chair, your feet touching the ground. Breathe in again, smile. Notice maybe there's a subtle smell in your nose, a taste in your mouth. Notice what you can hear, the surrounding environment. Just noticing all these things from very still, calm, surrendered state. So you don't need to name or judge or label any of it. Just allow it to be as it is. It's only your interpretations, the meaning you give to things that causes you distress. So 3, just gently open your eyes, look around for 30 seconds or so. Just noticing the various objects surrounding you. And not judging them. Don't name them, judge them, label them. Then move on to something else. And again, something else. You'll notice that if you're not judging or naming or labeling, that the underlying peace is the same. Training your mind in non-judgmental perception, just to be defenseless by default. So that's what I wish for you for the rest of the afternoon. At each hour adds to your increasing peace. As you remember to be faithful to the will that you share with God or love itself. Times, perhaps a minute, even less, will be the most that you can offer. So use shorter recording if you're part of the After Letting Go Club I sent this morning. You can use it to do these little hourly practice periods that Jesus recommends, or just take 30 seconds or a minute, breathe, watch your breath, be aware of whatever's arising, particularly any attack thoughts or any fear thoughts, and apply the idea. In my defenselessness, my safety lies to help you to let them go. So practice well. As Jesus says, when we can, we will observe our trust as ministers of God, in hourly remembrance of our mission and His love. And we'll quietly sit by and wait on Him and listen to His voice and learn what He would have us do the hour that is yet to come, while thanking Him for all the gifts He gave us in the one gone by. And in time, with practice, you'll never cease to think of Him and hear His loving voice guiding your footsteps into quiet ways, where you will walk in true defenselessness. For you'll know that heaven goes with you, nor would you keep your mind away from Him a moment, even though your time is spent in offering salvation to the world. Think you He will not make this possible for you who chose to carry out His plan for the salvation of the world and yours. Today our theme is our defenselessness. We clothe ourselves in it as we prepare to meet the day, the evening. We rise up strong in Christ and let our weakness disappear as we remember that His strength abides in us. We will remind ourselves that He remains beside us throughout the day, the rest of the day, and never leaves our weakness unsupported by His strength. We call upon His strength each time we feel the threat of our defenses undermine our certainty of purpose. We will pause a moment as He tells us, I am here. And so your practicing will now begin to take the earnestness of love to help you keep your mind from wandering from its intent. Be not afraid nor timid. There can be no doubt that you will reach your final goal. The ministers of God, the teachers of love, can never fail, because the love and strength and peace that shine from them to all their brothers come from Him. These are His gifts to you. Defenselessness is all you need to give Him in return. You lay aside that what was never real to look on Christ and see His sinlessness. On that note, I bid you a very good night, wish you good practicing and much love and peace. Practice well and the gifts of peace and love will be yours. Namaste, which means the divine defenselessness and peace in me honors and acknowledges that same defenselessness and peace